Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA, and today we are getting into Beauty and the Beast here, man. I've got one of a number of demons from the guys at Speedkore. This is all carbon fiber, running HRE wheels, but far from just an all carbon fiber demon. This car is making 980 horsepower at the wheel. It's running E85 and it is a beast. I'm looking forward to walking you guys through some of the details. And did I say I can't wait to get in and go for a drive? All I can say is hold on, because here we go. All right, you guys, so let's talk through some of the details on what's been done on this demon. Since I've got the hood popped, why don't we start there and then we'll get into some of the exterior stuff. But 840 horsepower is definitely not enough for the Speedkore guys. So what this car got is a bigger supercharger. They went up to, I believe it's a 2.75. But along with that, you got a custom cold air intake. You've got bigger throttle bodies. You've got bigger injectors. This car, I'm pretty sure it doesn't say it in the spec sheet, but I think it's a straight piped car from the sound that we get. It's definitely a catless car. And that together is producing 980 horsepower at the wheel. So that's putting us what, over 1100 at the crank? I mean, it's serious power coming out of this car because like I said, 840 is just not enough, right? But then this car, not so much about the mechanical, although it's there, but this is an all carbon fiber car. I mean, it's what the Speedkore guys are best known for at this point, is their carbon fiber cars. And everything on this, I mean, it's a custom carbon splitter, carbon hood. This is a functional vent. You come around, they've flared it beautifully, right? It's the demon flare, but it's carbon, everything, this entire body, the roof, the doors, the mirrors. This is a detail that I love that the Speedkore guys have worked in. You've got your demon head here, right? But this is just cool. When you light up the car, look at that. Badass, right? That's just one of the cool touches. I love the detail work that these guys do. They really do go deep into what they build. But everything, I mean, the deck lid, the wing on the back. And I tell you, you know, Speedkore does this exclusive thing for, it's been a good number of years now that they work with HRE. I mean, look at the wheel on this car. It's so fitting. My only gripe, to be honest with you, and sorry to the Speedkore guys, is this car needs more meat. It's got 305 squared on it, which for a stock demon is probably not quite enough. But I mean, in my opinion, this should have a 345 on the rear to at least do its best to try to get some grip. I mean, with traction control on and 50, 60, maybe 70% input at the accelerator, this car's breaking loose. I mean, like, I didn't dare take the traction control off when I drove this thing. There's just no way. And then you come to the interior, and again, it's the Speedkore beautiful carbon on the door panels. They've done a 14-point cage through this whole thing. They built it not only to go fast, but they did build it safe. They put harnesses, it's got, you know, 4-point harnesses on here. And you sit in these seats, and I swear, you know, like Kyle said it earlier, is you feel like you're sitting in a recliner with nice bolster. So you're ready to go fast, but you're also really comfortable doing it. Just a spectacular, you know, another one from the Speedkore guys that I think's incredible. I absolutely love the touches, how they leave some of the carbon exposed so we know what's going on here, but not so exposed like they've done with some of their other cars where it's very obvious that the whole car is carbon. I think this makes you wonder, is it wrapped? Is it a laminate laid over here? What is this? But to think that they've done an entire carbon fiber car, I mean, just spectacular. Once again, I gotta say the Speedkore guys have completely nailed it on this one. wow, this thing throws down. I mean, like, I barely just put my foot in it. I'm sure the camera will pick it up a little bit, but this sucker just kicked and then went. Brutal power in this thing. The first thing you notice driving this right away is you just hear the whine of the supercharger. I mean, that thing's ready to just throw down. I mean, this car just, I'm telling you, man, I can't even give you the description, but this thing immediately just wants to go. I mean, it's just pulling hard. You might see out the window Chris in his CTS V-Wagon and Kyle and Paul shooting some roller shots. Chris's V-Wagon, that car's a built one, so he's making right around 750 crank horsepower. This thing's making 980 wheel horsepower. And I'm telling you, I haven't even put my foot all the way in it. I lightly stood on it, and this car just wants to break loose, grab and go. Brutal power. I mean, you gotta guess at, this car stock is a sub 10-second car. So now give it what? I mean, if we're making 980 at the wheel, that means we're making what, in the 1100 horsepower range at the crank? So a significant increase in power on this thing. And I mean, man, do you just feel it? God, that's a lot of car, man. I mean, the lightest amount of input at the throttle, you guys, just the lightest amount of accelerator on this, and instantly it's in go mode. What the Speedkore guys do is just really kind of blows my mind. I mean, obviously, one of the biggest things they're probably becoming very well known for is the carbon fiber work that they do, which is spectacular. It really is. You look around every detail, every inch of this car, it's beautiful what they do. I don't know the exact weight of this car because they didn't give me specs on how much they reduce the weight with the carbon, but I gotta guess you add a little weight by adding the cage in here. It is a 14-point cage, so you're getting a little weight added on there. But what's the decrease in weight by going from the metal body down to carbon? 500 pounds, 700 pounds? I wish, it's something I wish I knew. I wish there was a spec on it from the guys just to give us a real honest, how much is the weight reduction by going carbon? We know it looks great, but let's be honest, if there's not a significant weight reduction, do you justify the cost by it just looking cool? I mean, you could wrap your car in carbon if you wanted to do that, right? So you got to imagine over this whole car, and if I remember correctly, these things are running in the 4,200 pound range bone stock. So if we're getting a 500 or 600 pound, 700 pound reduction with all the increase in power, I think you guys kind of get it, right? Power to weight on this thing's pretty brutal. One of the things too I love about the Demon, I think it's such a genius idea that they did this, is when you put this into drag mode, all the AC diverts into the motor to keep it cool. So the concept is you're supposed to be able to do pulls all day long in this thing without having any kind of heating issues because all the cooling is going into the motor, which, genius idea in my opinion. Serious power. And just so you know, I'm walking away again from Chris in the V-Wagon. He was foot to the floor. I was about half, maybe a little more than half. I'm just, I'm not going to stand on it. I don't know what this car is going to do, to be honest with you. I've already broken it loose at about 40 miles an hour with a little more than 50% accelerator. So foot to the floor, not my car, not gonna do it. If it pisses any of you guys off, I apologize, but I do have to be respectful and responsible for that. I am driving somebody else's vehicle right now. But man, blown away right now by the amount of power this car makes. Blown away. All right, you guys, that's it for our shoot of the Speedkore built Dodge Demon making absurd power. And I mean, everything about this car that they did is just beautiful. I love the wheels on this car. I love how the Demon on the sides light up, the color combo on it, the carbon fiber, the fit, the finish. This is just a spectacular car. I mean, I gotta admit, this is the best looking Demon I've ever seen. I just absolutely love what these guys have done. And once again, it's the Speedkore guys just knocking it out of the park. I love the cars they build, the taste, the attention to detail, just mind-boggling. And I mean, the power, I said it in the video, but it's just brutal. The idea that you give half input at the accelerator, rolling along with traction control on, and the thing breaks loose. It's just a brutal car. So anyways, I hope you guys had fun in this episode, man. I'm a little tripped out right now on the amount of power this car makes. I had a blast. So as always, I say thanks for hanging and watching and supporting what we do, because I mean it. I truly appreciate you guys being here with us. So that's it for today, and I will see you in the next episode. All right, man. Later.